Hello everyone, welcome back to the Human Reviews channel. Today we are listening, finally, to With Teeth by 9 Inch Nails. This video has been delayed twice now. It was originally going to be coming out, like, whenever the Discord submissions part 1 video was going to come out, but then I decided to do that first, and then I did Dark Side of the Moon after that, so this video got delayed even further. So I've delayed this twice, but I was like, you know what, I'm finally going to do it. I'm finally actually going to get around to this, and I'm very excited. The only 9 Inch Nails album I've heard is the Downward Spiral, and it is like, it's near perfect, and if I re-listen to it, which I probably will at some point soon, it might grow to be a 10. That album is probably the best industrial album imaginable. It is incredible. It is amazing. And I don't expect this album to be as good, but the one song I've heard off this album, The Hand That Feeds, it's pretty great. It's, like, actually pretty amazing. It doesn't sound quite as dark and disgusting as a lot of the stuff on the Downward Spiral does, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I like that this is a little stylistically different to that album. Oh yeah, one more thing. I always forget to mention this at the start of my videos. We stream these reactions live. If you want to be in the chat and, you know, interact with me while doing these reactions, make sure you come over if you see that I'm live while filming a video. And with that being said, I think I'm just going to get straight into this. Track 1, All the Love in the World. Okay, instantly this is starting off way more subtle than the Downward Spiral does. The Downward Spiral starts off very intense with Mr. Self-Destruct. This is pretty subtle and pretty quiet. I'm liking that. I like that we're getting a slower start. Motley Crue tried to make an album sounding like 9 Inch Nails. Sounds terrible. It's the second time it's done that, where it's the verse ends and it cuts off the last words. The first one, he was going to say, I've become a million miles away, but then it cut off. And that one was going to say, sometimes I get so lonely. I'm assuming it was going to say I could die. Okay. I like this switch up, but this song is slow as all hell. Maybe it's just me being so used to the sound of the Downward Spiral, with it starting off so intense and in your face. But I feel like, especially for an opener that's 5 minutes, having it be this slow and have it not switch up until like the very end, it's an odd choice for an opener. I don't hate it, but I do feel like it's just not keeping my attention as much as Mr. Self-Destruct did. There we go. That picked up towards the end. A lot. Ooh, incredible transition. That song is kind of a weak open for this album. I feel like it's a little too slow. It takes a little too long to get to the point, and especially towards the middle of the track. Like, the first third, I think, is pretty good. The final third of that song is incredible, but the middle section from, like, 2 minutes in to about 3 minutes in, it's just kind of boring. But the first third of the song, which does an incredible job at setting the tone, and the final third of the song that is just an absolutely incredible payoff, kind of make up for it. It's something different. It's something very unexpected, especially as an opener to the album, but I'm just not crazy on it. I still think it's a good song. I just wouldn't really return to it, and I feel like this album definitely could have started stronger. I give it like a flat 7 though. It's still good. I went into this knowing I wasn't going to, like, love it as much as the Downward Spiral. I knew I wasn't going to think it's, like, an absolute masterpiece in the same way that album is. I still think that's just kind of, like, a pretty weak open. This next song seems to be, like, starting on 10, though. Next track, You Know What You Are. Okay, this is like the type. Yeah, Trent Reznor, his vocals are great. They're like one of the best things about Nine Inch Nails, in my opinion. Coming after the previous song, this is very much tonal whiplash. It doesn't make sense in context, but the sound of this is incredible, so I'm not gonna complain. This is great, but I'm thinking of that I Know What You Are homophobia dog now, yeah. Didn't Dave Grohl work on this album? I think Dave Grohl was involved in this album. In 2004, Grohl drummed on 6 tracks for Nine Inch Nails' 2005 album With Teeth, and played percussion on 1 more, later returned to play drums for the idea. Okay, so Dave Grohl did work on this album. I'm not sure what tracks he is working on. I don't think it's this one. This doesn't sound like Dave Grohl, but that's kind of cool. This kind of sounds like Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine are a rap metal band. This is industrial. Great transition. That kind of removed any issues I had about the first song. In fact, I kind of wish that was the opener. Because in a similar way to Mr. Self-Destruct, it is just this insane punch in the face to start the album off, which I think is the best way to start off a Nine Inch Nails album. Firstly, the chorus was very good. Okay, I think that the shouting isn't corny. The swearing actually kind of works. Normally, like, shouting and swearing in that style sounds kind of cringe, and it kind of makes the song feel a little empty. Lyrically empty, I mean. But no, it actually worked there. It worked incredibly in context, actually. That is exactly what I wanted from this album, and more. I give that one like a 9.3. That was great. If the rest of the songs on the album are, like, that good, I will be very happy. I'll be very happy. Next track, The Collector. Is this a Queens of the Stone Age song with that freaking bass tone? This is Dave Grohl. 100% this is Dave Grohl on drums on this song. Yeah, the tom into the open hi-hat, that's Dave Grohl. This instrumental sounds like an industrial Queens of the Stone Age song. That bass tone is disgusting. It reminds me of the bass tone on Songs for the Deaf, except, like, louder. It's so cool. Okay. That's so cool. In a transition? Oh, great transition into the hand that feeds too. That was a Downward Spiral level song right there. Firstly, obviously Dave Grohl playing on that song. From the way he plays the open hi-hats with the accents and stuff going from the floor tom into the open hi-hat, like leading with the snare as well, that's Dave Grohl. Secondly, that bass tone is incredible. It sounds like it's ripped straight out of Songs for the Deaf and played even louder than it is on that album, which I'm not going to complain about. The chorus on that song, probably my favorite moment of the album so far. Like the descending piano with all of like the off-key playing and stuff, so cool at the end. That was a Downward Spiral level song in my opinion. I'm feeling like a 9.6 on that track. That was very good. That was great. Next track, a song that I have already heard many times, The Hand That Feeds. This is the song from Fortnite, guys. This is the song from Fortnite. It is insane that of all bands, they put 9 Inch Nails in Fortnite. Of all bands, 9 Inch Nails. In a kid-friendly game, I feel like 9 Inch Nails are about as far as you get from kid-friendly. And they have, like, March of the Pigs in the game. It's so weird. They put Metallica. Yeah, but kids can listen to Metallica. I don't feel like any, like, 12-year-old is going to sit down and be bumping March of the Pigs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going to complain. I love 9 Inch Nails. But their choices for songs are weird. Easily their catchiest song? I kind of agree. transition. I've heard that song before, many times. I still think it's great. It's one of my favorite Nine Inch Nails singles. It's absolutely understandable why it's like one of their biggest songs. I mean, this is like about the most Radiohead friendly? Jesus Christ, I'm so far gone. I'm so far gone. I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. I can't even say radio friendly without making a Radiohead reference. This is the most radio friendly that Nine Inch Nails have ever been. But I don't think it's watered down, and I don't think it is too restrained. It still feels like a Nine Inch Nails song. It's great, it's catchy, it's fun, it's a little ridiculous, but I think it works. I like that song a lot, feeling like a 9.5 on that one. I am so deep down the music nerd rabbit hole, it's over for me. It's over. Next track, Love Is Not Enough. That is disgusting. Guitars are hitting with you. I think the guitars sound amazing on this song, and the bass is incredible. Yeah, the blending of the electronics and the the actual like recorded instruments are great. I think they match perfectly, just as well as they do on the Downward Spiral. That song was probably, besides the first track, my least favorite so far. It just felt like it was the least immediate and the least memorable, but it still had so many incredible things about it. The guitars on that track were amazing. I think that the pacing was incredible. Love how the drums sounded on that one. Just wish it was a little more immediate and maybe even a little more explosive in the chorus. But besides that, still pretty good. Give that one like a 8.4. There's not been a bad song on this album so far. Like, even the first track's still like a 7. So, you know, I'm not complaining. Next track, Every Day Is Exactly the Same. Sounds better than Pretty Hate Machine. I haven't heard Pretty Hate Machine yet. Crocky has. Let's see what Crocky's thoughts on Pretty Hate Machine are. He gave Pretty Hate Machine an 83, and he gave this album a 70. Damn. There we go. I talked over the outro there, which is bad. You're not supposed to do that. Great transition, by the way. That song felt the most like it was just kind of just standard Nine Inch Nails. It felt like if I were to just think of the elements of a Nine Inch Nails song and put them all together into one song, it would be that. It's not bad. I actually still quite enjoyed that song quite a good bit, actually. I think that it's still incredibly produced. I think that there was some very interesting lyrical content in that track. I think that the instrumental still goes hard, despite the fact that it is a little generic. I'd still give it like a flat 8. But I think it is my least favorite song since the opener. Exactly, it would be boring if I was just sitting and not giving my thoughts. There are so many music reaction channels that are just that. That is a big spider. As long as it doesn't come towards me, I'll be alright. But if it comes towards me, I'm leaving the room. Next track, we have With Teeth. It's on the move. It's going towards my LED lights. He's just fascinated by them. See, this is where fear sets in. I don't know where it is. Very interesting switch up. The further we get into the album, for the past, like this song, track 6 and track 5, it's just sort of felt like just standard Nine Inch Nails, where tracks 2, 3, and 4 were like something very fresh, something very unique. I feel like these past 3 songs, while I've enjoyed all of them, have just sort of felt like, okay, we're just sort of doing the same thing, and I wish it would switch up. However, This switch up actually sounds really nice. It plays by their rulebook greatly. Sorry, not creatively. I can't read. Half the edited video is just going to be staring at the ceiling in fear, literally. Interesting transition. Yeah, that song was just another Nine Inch Nails song to me. The switch up was interesting, but for the most part, it just felt like the same thing. It feels like the further we get into this album, the more repetitive it's getting, and the less easy to stay focused on the album it's getting, because it's sort of like just the same song again and again. Especially when I compare it to a song like The Hand That Feeds, that's so catchy and so different from a lot of other Nine Inch Nails stuff. I listen to this and it's just kind of like, okay, this isn't anything unique or different. It's still good. I still wouldn't mind, like, if it was on in the background, but I'm never going to return to this over the majority of other stuff I've heard from the band so far. Give it like a 7.6. Again, there hasn't been a bad song so far. In fact, all of the songs have been good. It's just some of them just don't feel like that Nine Inch Nails level of quality, you know what I'm saying? Some of them just don't quite reach the heights of the Downward Spiral and stuff like that. Right, I'm actually getting worried now. I don't know where it is. Next track, Only. Why isn't it playing? Because I was tapped into Notepad. That's why. I've seen the clip where penguins are, yeah, he gets scared by like wasps and cockroaches and stuff, and he just like runs out of the room screaming. That's like me, but with spiders. I remember in my primary school when I was in year 6, they were doing we were getting ready for PE. They were doing a thing with the year 5s, so they were bringing in different animals and stuff. We walked out after getting ready for PE. We were all like stood out in like the hallway of the school, getting ready to go outside. And the guy brought out a big tarantula, and it was just crawling on the wall, like literally as like, you guys don't know how far away like that wall is from me, but it was like that far away from me, and I was petrified. I was like, I would have been 11 years old. Scariest thing I have ever experienced. That was genuine fear. I was sat there like, incredible bassline. This is where, like, that high level of quality, where has this high level of quality been for the past 3 songs? I need to learn how to talk. The past 3 songs have been, like, pretty good. I've enjoyed all of them, but they've all just felt like standard, same thing, over and over again, Nine Inch Nails. This song is something actually interesting and different. Incredible bass line. The synths sound silly as hell, and I love it. This song is immaculately paced. This is reminding me of like tracks 2, 3, and 4. That bass line. That was the best song since track 4. That was great. That was like that Nine Inch Nails level of quality that I feel was missing from the previous 3 tracks, despite the fact that I liked them all. They just all felt like the same thing, just being repeated. Incredible, catchy-ass bass line, silly synths that fit absolutely perfectly, really great writing. I'm pretty sure Dave Grohl is probably on the drums on that track again. That's great. That was just really fun, really memorable. I just wish that level of quality was on like the previous 3 tracks. Give that one like the flat 9. That was really nice. Singles are some of the best. I agree. I think the singles have been my favorites so far. Every Day is the Same. Yeah, they got an 8. Every Day is exactly the same. They got an 8.4. Hand That Feeds got a 9.5. And then that track got a 9. So yeah, I kind of agree. Next track, Getting Smaller. That's Dave Grohl on the drums, definitely. Yeah, those hi-hats, open hi-hats. The payoffs on this album are so good. Like, that's my favorite thing about it so far, is how well it builds and how perfect the payoffs are. It's so good. It's just so overwhelming, so intense, so ridiculous. It's great. I love how silly this one is. This song is just like absolutely ridiculous. I love it. Is it a Tony Hawk game? I can see it, yeah. I feel like this would fit in a Tony Hawk game. Amazing transition. The insane level of quality is coming back. Tracks 5, 6, and 7 were kind of a low point. Track 1 was kind of a low point, but now we're bringing it back as we're going into the back half. This is amazing. That one was just the right level of silliness, just the right level of goofiness. Like Addy says, it's almost too over the top, just hanging on the edge of it. Yeah, I feel like it reaches just that perfect level of silliness that I love about Nine Inch Nails songs like this. Well, like a 9.2 on that. That was really nice. Next track, we have Sunspots. Spider still hasn't respawned. I don't know where it is. I'm liking the sillier instrumental aspects of this album. I'm liking that it's like leading in a little bit to like the goofiness of the instrumentals, like on a song like March of the Pigs, where it's like that. It's got that like goofy little synth thing going on at the beginning. It's so cool. It's pretty great. I think that one had a really, really intriguing instrumental. I think that, like, particularly the bass and that, like, really silly-ass sounding synth towards the end sounded fantastic. Trent Reznor gave one of my favorite vocal performances of the album so far up to this point. I think that he sounded great on that track. It was a little long. I feel like it could have been shortened to maybe, like, 3.5 minutes. Maybe even, if you want to make it particularly short, 3 minutes. But besides that, I think that song was pretty solid. Give that one, like... well, like another flat 9? Actually, more that I think about it, it's more like a high 8. Give it like an 8.8. I feel like a 9 feels just a little too high for that song. Right, we are now down to the final 3. Next track, The Lines Begin to Blur. The line begins to blur, sorry. Switch up to the more open sound works really well. I think that's Dave Grohl again. I wish that built to more of a payoff. I feel like having it build to a more explosive moment would have worked better there, in my opinion. Cool transition though. I don't know. That song had very strong aspects and very strong moments. But I feel like as an entire front-to-back song, it just didn't really work that well. It didn't really feel like it built towards anything. I feel like going into the second half of the song, it kind of got stale and a little boring. I think besides the intro, that might have been my least favorite so far, but it's still, like, not bad or anything. I give it, like, a 7.3. Because still, the elements that work still work really well. Like, the recording and the production is incredible. Yeah, Dave Grohl's on this album. I think that... I'm pretty sure that was him. But just as an entire track, I don't think it worked that well. Alright, final 2. Next track, Beside You in Time. This is the longest song on the album by far. 5.5 minutes. Have I heard this? I think I might have heard this. Have I been sent this song in on a stream before? I think I've heard this. Yeah, I've heard this. Somewhere. Okay, I had a little moment there where everything kind of clicked. I was sort of like, what the hell is going on? Like, this synth sounds really weird, and then, like, the electronic kick that they have going on is, like, so out of proportion that it's making it sound like it's, like, looping and stuff, and it's, like, taking over the synth. There was a moment there where it clicked, and now I get it. This sounds amazing. It took me 2 minutes to understand, but now I do. This kind of feels like the first moment of clarity on the album. Sounds like the end of The Glowing Man. I have to make at least one Swans reference in the video, okay? It sounds like the end of The Glowing Man. I have to make one Swans reference a day to keep myself regulated, exactly. Okay. I forgot about this. Okay. Transition. Amazing transition. Okay, that song, it took a minute to click. It took 2 minutes to click, actually. But once it did, and once I finally got it, that was amazing. That was like the first moment of actual clarity on the album. It was the most subtle song so far. It was the least immediate song we've had on the album, and I think it's my favorite. I'll give it a 10. That was amazing. You know, I didn't expect the song I enjoy the most to be the one that is like the most subtle and the slowest on a 9 Inch Nails album. But man, that was amazing. That was so good. Alright, we're already here. Well, I say we're already here. I've been filming for like an hour and, well, like 20 minutes? Yeah, I've been filming for an hour and 20 minutes. It does not feel like it. This has flown by. Next track, final song, right where it belongs. Would be an 11 out of 10 if it was 30 minutes, exactly. If Swans did a 30-minute cover of that song, it would be an 11 out of 10. Like if Michael Gira suddenly sewed up. Yeah, I'm right at talking. Res Gira, OTP, yeah. This is building to like an explosive moment. This album's gonna end. This album's gonna end with something explosive, I can tell. Or maybe I'm completely wrong, but I feel like it is. What did I say? It's building. I think it might be a fake out. Never mind. I was wrong. We don't get an explosive moment to finish the album off. Though I prefer this. 1 out of 10 no trap switch ups. Exactly. Where's the Trent Reznor trap album? Man, the timing. The timing. Literally, the song finishes, and then the stream gets taken down. That was With Teeth. I'll give my thoughts on this final song first. I think this is a brilliant closer. I think that this is a great way to follow up the previous track. After the previous track is like a moment of clarity, finally, after all of the chaos, and this song is the realization. It is a moment of finally realizing he has been going insane the entire time. I've not been paying that much attention to the lyrics going through, but from what I've picked up on, it's someone who's like going insane because he's like in love with someone, and then this is him kind of realizing that, oh, I've been an idiot and it's not going to work out. That's kind of what I've been picking up. I might be completely wrong because I haven't been paying attention to the lyrics the whole time. That's what I'm getting from it. Yeah, the sound of that song was incredible. The way it built was fantastic. It didn't end the way I expected it to. I thought it was going to end with an explosive moment, like the same way the Downward Spiral did. But it didn't, and I prefer that it didn't, because I think having it end with more of like a stripped back synthetic sound is a great way to close the album out. And I feel like just doing the explosive thing at the end again would have been kind of repetitive. Give that song a 9.7. That was a fantastic way to close the album off. And I am very satisfied with the way things wrapped up here. And that was With Teeth. Real quick, I'm going to add up my scores, and then I will tell you what my overall score for this album is. Sounds about right. I am feeling an 8.7 out of 10 on this album. It's pretty good. It's honestly better than I expected it to be. I went in thinking I would probably like this, but not love it, thinking it would probably be a very mixed bag. And while there are certainly tracks that don't live up to others, I think that it is still kind of on that 9 Inch Nails level of quality. It is definitely way better than I expected, and I am very satisfied with this album. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and whatnot. Our goal is 1,000 subs by September. Let me know what you thought of this album down below in the comments. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Why? Let me know what other albums you want me to react to in the future as well. Go check out my gaming channel. We've been posting on there a lot more recently. We're posting like funny moments stuff, and I want to start doing some full like live stream playthroughs of games. Come join the Discord if you want to interact with me and other human reviews viewers. The link for that is in the description if you are interested in that. But yeah, besides that, I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Goodbye.